They say her garden doesn't bloom, it feeds. And the night it awakened, it remembered everyone who wronged her. Liora had always been different. When other children played with sticks, she played with seeds, and somehow they sprouted instantly in her hands. Flowers followed her footsteps. Trees bent toward her like servants bowing to a queen. Her village adored her, but rumors spread faster than blossoms. Rumors reached the castle, and eventually, the queen herself came. The queen smiled at Liora with cold, hungry eyes. "A gift like yours," she said, "belongs to the kingdom, not to a child." Liora never saw her family again. Inside the stone halls of the palace, the queen revealed her wish. A garden that would never die. A sanctuary untouched by war, famine, or winter, a symbol of her eternal rule. But even Liora knew that life could not exist without death. She begged the queen to reconsider. The queen dragged Liora to the dungeon where her mother and father were kept in chains. "Grow the garden," the queen whispered, "or watch them wither." Liora's scream echoed for hours. Liora was taken to a barren field outside the castle walls. The soil was gray, dead, incapable of growth. She pressed her hands to it, but nothing happened. The queen's sorcerer appeared behind her, placing a rusted dagger in her hand. "Life for life," he murmured. "Magic needs a cost." Liora refused, until she heard her father cry out from the dungeon below. Trembling, she cut her palm and let her blood drip into the soil. The world held its breath. Then the earth convulsed. Roots exploded from the ground, coiling like serpents searching for prey. Flowers burst open, but their petals were fleshy, dark, veined, quivering as if breathing. The guards drew their swords. The queen smiled triumphantly. But the garden was not hers. It belonged to Liora's blood, and it had tasted sacrifice. The vine struck first. One guard was dragged screaming into the dirt, his armor crushed like thin metal. Another was lifted by the throat, thorns punching through his jaw, his voice gurgling into silence. The queen's smile shattered. She tried to flee, but a massive root tore through the earth and wrapped around her waist, pulling her down. "Liora!" she shrieked. "Stop this, command it." But Liora was kneeling, crying, her blood still dripping into the soil. The garden listened only to her suffering. The queen's crown fell off her head as she was pulled beneath the roots, her final scream echoing like a broken violin. The soil swallowed her whole. When it was over, Liora stood alone in the moonlight. The garden was still, almost peaceful, until the roots wrapped gently around her feet, not attacking but embracing. She whispered, "Please let me go," but she had given the garden life, and in return it took hers. The roots pierced her spine, her ribs, her lungs, lifting her into the air like a marionette. Her final breath became the garden's first whisper, and every night since, the garden beats like a living heart. Some flowers grow with human teeth, some hum with trapped voices, and beneath the soil, Liora's heartbeat still echoes. Slow, hungry, waiting. So tell me, if a garden called your name in the dark, would you run, or would you let it consume you? Comment your answer before it decides for you.